Well, hey there. This is my very first video on basically my number one passion, which is books. I love books. I've been a voracious reader from a very young age, and this video is basically what I would call my auto buy authors, which basically means these are authors who I will buy anything that they put out. Anything. So, let's get started. So, I'm going to move these envelopes. So my very first auto by author is Karen Witemeyer. Now, Karen Witemeyer writes historical fiction, mostly set in the 1800s, during kind of like the Wild West, and which I love. It's one of my favorite genres and time periods. So the first book I read by Karen was Stealing the Preacher, which was amazing. It was so good. It's part of the Archer Brothers series, and this particular book is about Crockett Archer. It's really good. Her brand new book, though, it just released June 3rd, earlier this month, which is Full Steam Ahead. And the title for this book is absolutely perfect for this book. It matches so well with the story. But this one was really good. I was lucky enough to get on her launch team. She was asking for bloggers to join her launch team on Facebook. I answered the request. I got on, yay. And so, yeah, this book was incredible. It was better than Stealing the Preacher, and that was amazing. This one was phenomenal. And I'm supposed to write a review for it, which I haven't done yet because I cannot seem to find the words to describe my utter love for this book. And you can even see I have little marks. These are basically my favorite passages in the book, and that's a lot of typing. So I need to get the review done. I do. But Karen Witemeyer. Okay, my next will probably be Jenny B. Jones. The very first book I read by her, which I have here, but I'm going to talk about it first, was recommended to me by a friend of mine who is actually in this pile here. This book, she read it, she said, you will love it, you need to read it, and so I had the opportunity to borrow it from her. I read it, and I fell in love with the book. It was so good. I read it in one sitting. I stayed up late in the night to finish it. It is There You'll Find Me by Jenny B. Jones, and this is a soft matte cover, which I love. I love the soft covers. This one is set in Ireland, which was a big reason why I wanted to read it, because I'm part Irish, so anything set in Ireland or having anything Ireland related, anything Ireland is kind of my thing. So Jenny B. Jones. The next one is actually the person who recommended that Jenny B. Jones book. It is a book. It's actually book one in a trilogy, and I'm such a bad bookworm because I only have book one in paperback. I need to get books 2 and 3. Now this is book 1, Angel Eyes by Shannon Dittmore. There's Angel Eyes, Broken Wing, and Dark Halo. So, and I know what you're going to say, it's just another angel book. There's tons of angel books out there. I've read a lot of angel books. Well, you haven't read an angel book like this trilogy. I doubt you have. This was incredible. This was amazing. And I'm not just saying that because the author's a friend of mine. It really, really, truly is a good book. I highly recommend this trilogy. My next go-to author is Jenny Lundquist. Now, Jenny is a local author in my area. And so the first book I read from her, I actually got at a book signing that she was having at a local Barnes & Noble in my area. And the first book was Seeing Cinderella. It's a children's book, and the main character is Calliope, who is loosely based on the author. The author created this character loosely based on herself as a child, which I thought was such a unique idea. But this is a really cute book. Her other book that I have is The Princess and the Opal Mask. I got this as an ARC to read and review. It's a fantasy, a young adult fantasy. I highly recommend it. Book 2 comes out in October, I believe. I believe it's October. So I'm hoping to get book 2 as an ARC as well. So, Johnny Lundquist. My next go-to author would absolutely have to be Francine Rivers. The first book I read by Francine is, of course, the phenomenal Redeeming Love. Redeeming Love actually first released, I believe it was in 1999. I got this one, oh my gosh, it was probably 6-7 years ago. I think I was still in high school when I got this. No, I was in junior high when I got this book, I believe. And, yeah, this, buy it. It's amazing, but have tissues on hand because you will cry throughout the whole book, like I did. I cried a lot. And the other book I have by her is A Lineage of Grace, which is basically it's 5 stories of unlikely women who changed eternity, which was really good. Both of these are pretty thick books, but you'll get through them actually pretty quickly. At least I did. I read Redeeming Love in one night in probably about 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah, let's go.
My next auto by author is Jennifer Aaron Vallant. Now, Jennifer, I read her first book, Fireflies in December. As an assignment in high school, I had to read the book and write a review, which was based on my English class for that year. I was independent study, so it was kind of different. And I loved it. And so I found her on Facebook and Twitter, started following her, liked her page, became friends with her on Facebook, and the friendship kind of blossomed from there. And she's really incredible. This is a historical series. It's set in the 1930s, and it's the story of Jessalyn Lassiter. The first book begins in the summer of 1932. And I think the later books kind of go into the 40s, I think, or late 30s. I'm not totally sure. I think it's the 40s. My next would have to be Jill Williamson. Now, this is books 1 and 2 in her Safe Lands trilogy, which is a dystopian story. Captives, book 1, and Outcasts is book 2. Book 3, Rebels, I believe, also comes out in October. So these are really, really great. They're YA, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're YA. They're young adult. So yeah, but these are really, really good. Lots of action. My next go-to, or auto-by author, would be Sarah E. Ladd. First book, this is book 1 and 2 in a series. Book 1 is The Heiress of Winterwood. Book 2 is The Headmistress of Rosemere. And I just love these books. They are set in Regency, England. Book 1 is Darbury, England, 1814. And the next one, it doesn't say. I'm sorry, but I love Regency romance books ever since I first read my first read Pride and Prejudice so long ago. And so, yeah, Sarah E. Ladd, good books. My next go-to author, or auto-buy, is Margaret Peterson Haddix. This is the Missing trilogy, which is about a couple of kids who time travel, and it's a great series. The first book I read was actually Sent, which is book 2, which I got at a book sale for my independent study program. It shouldn't got a certain amount of money to buy books, and so I bought book 2 because that's the only one they had. So I ended up buying books 1 and 3 later on, and I love this series. It's really good. And last but not least, in fact, probably one of my favorites, is Kristen McGee. Now, these are books 1 and 2 in her Anomaly trilogy. Anomaly being book number 1, Luminary, book number 2, and book 3, Revolutionary, releases July 8th. So if you have read these books and love them, you need to go pre-order Revolutionary so you'll get it. I have pre-ordered, and I'm hoping it'll show up before I leave for vacation. So, Anomaly and Luminary, I am obsessed with this trilogy. It's so good, and I've been waiting so long for book 3 to come out so I can finally know what happens to Tally and Burke. Because I need to know. Waiting for it has been torture. So, great books. And also I'm going to share a couple of books that I plan to read while on vacation. I've been getting quite a few books in the mail lately, which I'm very happy about. Book 1 is a book that I bought with my own money. It is Saving Yesterday by Jessica Keller. Love the cover. It's amazing. It's kind of a sci-fi, fantasy, time travel kind of a deal, and I'm pretty excited about it. The main character, Gabby Creed, she basically finds out that she is what they call a time shifter, which basically means, that she can travel through time. So I'm very excited to dig into this book and be able to sit down in front of the lake and read it. I'm very excited. Now, these last 2 books are ARCs, which, if you don't know what that means, it means Advanced Reader's Copy. This book I got is Seagrass Pier by Colleen Coble. Now, it is book 3 in her Hope Beach series. I have not read book 1 and 2, but I thought I would still get this, as I'm sure I can probably read it as a standalone. Now, Colleen Coble, I love her, but her books are kind of hit and miss for me. Some of her books I love, some of her books not so much. I actually have a book in my bookshelf back here right now it's a book from her. It's actually one of her most recent. That book back there actually is a book that came out before this one. It's Butterfly Palace, and it's kind of the same deal as this one, kind of, romance and suspense. I haven't read it yet, so I'm hoping I like this book. A friend of mine who already read it said it was really good, so I'm hoping I'll like it. The third book is also an Advanced Reader's Copy. This author was on Facebook, like many others, asking for influencers or bloggers who would agree to read the book early for free in exchange for us writing a review for the book. And all ARCs you will receive from either an author or a book review program are actually completely free. You just request it. They will send it to you for free. You get to keep it and write a review on it. So this book is In the Field of Grace by Tessa Afshar. This book is based on the biblical story of Ruth in the Bible, which I'm very excited for. Ruth is one of my favorites, next to Esther and some others. So I'm very excited for this book. I was actually kind of expecting this book to be a little thicker, because when I saw the hardcover, I kind of expected it to be a little bit of a thicker book. I didn't expect it to be so thin, but that just means I'll probably get through it quicker. And so which means I can read more books. I'm very excited for this book. And I have some other books coming, which I hope come in time for vacation. I have coming, I forgot the name of the book, The Merchant's Daughter by Melanie Dickerson, which is one of her books in our fairy tale series. This Merchant's Daughter is loosely based off of the Beauty and the Beast, which is one of my favorite Disney movies, so I had to get it. I also have, of course, Revolutionary, part of the Anomaly trilogy coming, and also I have Hacker by Ted Dekker. I've read the blurb for it on Goodreads. I need to read it. I hope it's really good. And the cover is gorgeous. If you haven't seen the cover, go to Goodreads, type in Hacker by Ted Dekker. The cover is beautiful. And yeah, so that is all I have. And I have all these books around me that I need to put back in my bookshelf. That's going to be a while. So thank you for tuning in, and I will see you in my next video. So see you later.